Hello, YouTube. Welcome back to Jerry's NBA Talk TV. I'm NBA Jerry, and thank you for watching. Today's September 11th, 2010. Obviously, this is a very sad day in American history. We all know about the tragedy that happened on September 11th, 2001. All the people that passed away and all the families that lost loved ones, and how America was basically changed forever. And I want to recognize that real quick by having a brief moment of silence. So please join me in a couple of seconds of a brief moment of silence for all the people that lost their lives on September 11th, 2001. Thank you. Like I said, today's September 11th, 2010. This is the Washington Wizards Day. So let's get right into it. The owner of the Washington Wizards is Ted Leonsis. He actually purchased the team from Abe Poland's wife. Abe Poland was the owner for the Washington Wizards for a long, long time. He actually passed away recently. Very, very nice gentleman. But unfortunately, he passed away. But he did a lot of things for the city of, of D.C., and he did a lot of things for the community, and also he did a lot for his teams. Ted Leonsis is a good owner. He is the owner of the Monumental Sports and Entertainment, and they own three professional sports. They own the Washington Capitals, the Washington Mystics of the WNBA, and also the Washington Wizards. He's a very, very good guy. Very, very nice. He was actually very, very close with the Poland family, so I think he's going to be a real good owner. Ernie Grunfeld is the president of the Washington Wizards. He's entering his 7th season. He has over 32 years of experience in the NBA as a player, broadcaster, coach, and executive. He's a real good guy and knows a lot about the NBA. The head coach for the Washington Wizards is Flip Saunders. He's the former coach of the Detroit Pistons and the Minnesota Timberwolves. He's a very, very good coach, has a lot of experience. He's made it deep in the playoffs. He's coached plenty of stars like Kevin Garnett and Chauncey Billups and Rasheed Wallace and all those guys. So he has a lot of experience dealing with stars. So he'll be okay and be a good fit for John Wall. The coaching staff is Randy Whitman, Don Zierden, Sam Cassell, Wes Unseld Jr., Ryan Saunders, Mike Wells, and Gene Banks. The Washington Wizards' record last season was 26-56. Unfortunately, the Wizards did not make the playoffs last year and finished the season with the second worst record in the Eastern Conference. Here are the new additions for the Washington Wizards. John Wall, the #1 draft pick. That's obviously going to change their franchise. E.G.N. Lee, he was acquired with a trade. Kevin Saffarin, he was a draft pick that was traded from Chicago along with Kirk Heinrich. Obviously, Kirk Heinrich also in a trade. Hilton Armstrong was the only free agent signing so far. Hamidi Nadei, he was a Minnesota draft pick along with Trevor Booker, who was a Minnesota draft pick that was traded to the Washington Wizards. The Washington Wizards had a very interesting season last year because they lost 4 top players. They lost Antoine Jamison, Caron Butler, Brendan Haywood, and Deshaun Stevenson. Obviously, Antoine Jamison and Caron Butler a few years ago was part of the big three of the Washington Wizards, along with Gilbert Arenas. So they are definitely going into a different direction with this team. Here's the roster and the salaries. Gilbert Arenas will be making $17.7 million this year. Kirk Heinrich will be making $9 million. John Wall will be making $5.1 million. As far as the rookie contract, as a #1 draft pick, he'll be the highest paid rookie in the NBA. E will be making $4 million. Andre Blatch will be making $3.2 million. Josh Howard will be making $3 million. Al Thornton will be making $2.8 million. Nick Young will be making $2.6 million. JaVale McGee will be making $1.6 million. Kevin Saffarin will be making $1.5 million. Trevor Booker, $1.2 million. And Hilton Armstrong will be making the veteran minimum of $900,000. Washington Wizards' total team payroll is $52,900,000. The franchise players and the star players. In my opinion, obviously the franchise player is John Wall. When you get the #1 draft pick and get a player like this, obviously John Wall is a franchise-changing player. He's a franchise player for the next 10 to 13 years. So when you get a player like this, you can't pass him up. You had to pick him. and you definitely have to build around John Wall. He is definitely the franchise player. But in my opinion, the star or the best player is Gilbert Arenas. Now, John Wall obviously is the star player. And what I mean by star is as far as who's the best player. The star player in another term, as far as who's the marquee player, is John Wall. But I'm not going to sit here and say John Wall is better than Gilbert Arenas yet. Gilbert Arenas has a lot to prove. This guy, can score in bunches. He can shoot anywhere past half court. I know he's had some injuries and, with the legal troubles and stuff like that. But I think Gilbert Arenas, because of all those things, of him trying to prove himself that not only he's still a great player, but to prove himself that, all the legal stuff and the personal stuff off the court is behind him. So I think he's going to have a really good season. And he's going to teach John Wall a lot of things about the NBA. He's going to be a real good mentor / big brother to John Wall. But currently, I think Gilbert Arenas is the most talented player, and John Wall is right behind him. Here's the Washington Wizards starting lineup based on the information that I have now. The point guard will be John Wall. The shooting guard will be Gilbert Arenas. But obviously, they'll be interchanging that. The small forward will be Josh Howard. Now, the power forward is an interesting spot. It could be Andre Blatche or E, depending on which way they want to go. E is a 7-footer, and Andre Blatche is 6'11". Andre Blatche is more of a banger, but E obviously is a three-point shooter. So if they want to stretch the floor and stretch it for Gilbert Arenas when he drives it to the lane, and John Wall when he drives in the lane, and have a knockdown shooter with E, then they'll go with E. But if you want a banger down there, they'll go with Andre Blatche. Because if you don't remember, folks, when Caron Butler and Brendan Haywood and Deshaun Stevenson and all those guys left, Andre Blatche stepped it up for the Wizards, and he was the man, unquestioned man. So, they might still be going his way. So he may be the power forward starting. It's either him or E, but obviously E, because he's from China, he's going to be drawing a lot of attention from the Chinese customer fan base and things like that. So they may go with E. Who knows? And then at center, you got JaVale McGee, who's a very, very good up-and-coming young center. This guy, if you guys haven't seen the Summer League with the Wizards, he's a very, very good player. A lot of people don't know about him. He's about 7'1", long wingspan. This guy, anywhere around the basket, he's going to dunk it. He is a shot-blocking machine. And he's still raw on offense, but he's gotten a lot better. He's young, athletic, quick. And this guy, I'm telling you right now, he's going to be a low-post threat for the next 10 years. Here are the key reserves for the Washington Wizards. Kirk Hinrich, obviously, we know about him, especially the Bulls fans. He's a great defensive player, pretty good shooter. He's a combo guard, and there's not a lot of two guards in the NBA, even point guards that can play defense like Kirk Hinrich. He gets after it. So he's a very, very feisty young man, and he will come to play, and he plays real, real hard, and he plays good team ball. E will be a key reserve if they decide to go with Blatche, whichever one they'll go with as far as the starting lineup. Al Thornton, small forward from the Clippers. If you don't know him, he's an athletic freak too. He can shoot a little bit. Not a real good three-point shooter, but Al Thornton can get to the rim and he can finish. Nick Young, he's also a slasher. He played real good for the Wizards. He'll be a key reserve too. So they'll have about a 9-man rotation for the Washington Wizards in this season. The bench players, pretty much the reserves that won't get in too much, is Hilton Armstrong. He'll be there as mostly a practice player or, just in case somebody needs to, get a quick breather at the end of the quarter or something like that. And then obviously the two rookies, Kevin Cefaran and Trevor Booker, they'll get their time. Those are two really good picks, but I think those guys will be at the end of the bench. Team needs, as far as the Wizards are concerned, in my opinion, to make it to the next level, they need rebounding. I mean, they don't have anybody on their team that averages in double-figure rebounds. I think JaVale McGee, now that he's going to get more playing time, he may do that, but they definitely need some rebounding all around the board for the Washington Wizards. I think they need more outside shooting. Now, we all know that Gilbert Arenas can shoot threes, and Kirk Hinrich is a pretty good shooter, and E's a good shooter. But I'm talking about a deadly knockdown three-point shooter because you don't want Gilbert Arenas just standing out there shooting threes. You want him to put pressure on the defense and put the ball on the floor. He's a pretty good three-point shooter, but you don't want him strictly shooting threes. He's a 7-footer. He needs to get down there and bang a little bit, hit a couple mid-range shots, but I just don't want him standing at the three-point line. And Kirk Hinrich, like I said, he's a pretty good shooter, but I still think they need a consistent knockdown three-point shooter. Also, I think the team needs consistency. Obviously, the Wizards are, are up and coming team, and they need consistency, chemistry, and experience playing together. Training camp, they'll get a little bit of that, and they'll have a lot of bumps and bruises during the season. But after they get a season under their belt, I think they'll be fine for next year. Current state of the team right now, they're a lottery team and they're rebuilding. And I don't think they're a lottery team as far as bad as they were last year. Anytime you get the number one draft pick and you get John Wall on your team, and then you get a returning Gilbert Arenas, and also an up and coming star like JaVale McGee in the post and Andre Blatch, you know your team is going to improve. But I still think they are in the rebuilding phase, because the bottom line is, when you say rebuilding, you're rebuilding to take the next step to go to the playoffs and eventually win a championship. And I don't think Gilbert Arenas, with his salary and his stage of his career as far as everything's going on, I don't think he'll be part of the big scheme as far as winning a championship in the future. They have really good pieces, like I said. Point guard John Wall, up-and-coming center JaVale McGee, two young guys. When you have a good point guard and a good center, you can't go wrong with that. But obviously, like I said, this roster is not going to be a championship roster, so they definitely are in the rebuilding stage. My projected record for the Washington Wizards, I believe it's going to be 35-47. That's a 9-game improvement. You can't get mad at that. But with that record and with that being said, they will not qualify for the playoffs. When you go from 26 wins the previous year, it's hard to make the playoffs the next year. I'm not saying it's impossible, but if everybody stays healthy in the East, I just don't see them cracking that top 8. Very good up and coming team, be fun to watch, but the bottom line is they're not a playoff team yet, but they will definitely be a team to reckon with in the regular season. All right, guys, that concludes it for the Washington Wizards. If you guys have any comments or questions about that, please leave them in my personal inbox and also on the comments section. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I'm really enjoying this, and if you guys still want to try out for the teams, I'll be more than happy to help you. Okay? Thanks. Take care of yourselves. Thanks for watching. You guys know I appreciate it. And remember, folks, always, always treat people how you want to be treated, and everything will be okay. This is NBA Jerry, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.